Yeah. So if you're trying to figure out how good your email list is, if you haven't been emailing a lot and you're ready to ramp it up and start emailing again, a few things to look at first are, one, where did the email addresses come from in the first place?
I would say, let's just say they're mostly cold. So a lot of people would have collected emails from like trade shows or directories or their previous contacts that might be getting sent their Christmas card, every December. And so this is them trying to we're going to make an effort to do something.
To me, that might be my first instinct of, is this a good list? Because it's all just people from trade shows. It's probably not that strong of a list.
Probably not. I would say you could send out an engagement email to see who maybe would be worth keeping on the list. And aside from that, you're probably going to want to focus on fresh lead generation.
Should I delete the people that don't open my email?
Yeah, especially if they're really old. Otherwise, you're just paying to keep them in your email server. They're going to contribute to poor delivery rates and things like that if they're not engaged. And if they come across you again, they can always get back on your email list.
Yeah.
Raquel, what about what we just did for a client a couple months ago where they had a similar situation, just tons of contacts, and we did a campaign to decide who to keep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk through maybe that's a couple good strategies of how to do that?
Matt asked me about this the other day for another client too. They were moving from one platform into HubSpot and had sort of a stagnant, semi-stale list, but they had some good ones and it was sort of all over the place. So we took that opportunity before moving them into HubSpot to do a little bit of email list cleanup and send out some engagement campaigns to see who we wanted to keep and who was not going to reply, who was going to bounce, and all those kinds of things to sort of cull the list before we put it into HubSpot.
Perfect. And then the people who did engage, you keep and, put them back into the top of that fishbowl, and the rest you can be like, well, I'm paying an extra whatever a month for all these people. Let's not do that anymore.
Yeah, it's really tempting for people to want to hang on to as many contacts as possible and keep them for as long as possible because they think they see that there is an opportunity there. But if they're not engaging with you, if it's really old and they haven't opened your emails, there's a higher probability they're going to end up hurting your list because they're so stale. That person might not even be at that job anymore. That could be the reason they're not opening it. So when they start to fall away, it's best to just let them go.
It can really skew your rates too,
Absolutely.
right? You're like, why do I only have 5% open rate? Well, maybe 80% of your list is trash.
Yeah, quality over quantity with an email list for sure. You're way better off having a smaller list of people who actually want to hear from you.
Especially if it's a couple years old, you have to think about the people who are not even at that position anymore in that office. They work at a different company. So are they even there? It's not even that we just have a bad list of people who are cold. It's like these people just don't exist. And so we're wasting time and space.
We got a reply the other day through a client's email from a recipient who replied. They had been getting someone's forward emails. It wasn't even bouncing. And they emailed back after 6-8 months or something, finally opened one of the emails and said, this person doesn't work here anymore.
Yeah. And that's a nice person responding.
It was a nice person to respond.
It's like most people wouldn't even respond. I'd mark it as spam, right? So you're probably doing more harm than good.
I mean, they could have just unsubscribed, which would have been even easier, but I realize not everybody thinks to do that. And he was very kind to at least reply and say, hey, this person doesn't work here anymore.
We've gotten worse replies.
We've gotten way worse.